X-linked dominant inheritance or X-linked dominant diseases. If we see here that in case of X-linked dominant inheritance, the affected male would transfer the disease to all the daughters. This is the affected male who has a allele, that is A. A is for affected. So if there is affected allele with the father, in each of the daughter he will transfer one of the X chromosome. He has transferred here X chromosome, here X chromosome, because the females, they are XX. It means one of the chromosome would be inherited from the father. In this case, as the father have one X chromosome, because with the father there is second Y chromosome, and this X chromosome would be transferred to each of the daughter. So in each of the daughter, the X chromosome would be transferred, and there is a gene or there is an allele present on the X chromosome. So each of the daughter produced to this affected male would be affected, while on the other hand none of the son would be affected. So in case of sons, the father will transfer Y chromosome. So Y chromosome would be transferred to the sons. So there is no affected allele on the Y chromosome. So sons, they will be normal. So in case of autosomal, in case of X-linked dominance, the affected males, they would transfer the disease to all the daughters, but they will not transfer disease to any of the son. This is the second example or pattern of inheritance of X-linked dominant. In this case, we can see that female, she is affected, while the male, he is not affected. In this case, when female is heterozygous and unaffected male pass the disease to half of their son and daughters. There are 4 children, and 2 of them, they are affected, while 2 of them, they are unaffected. So if there is a condition that male is normal, while the female who is heterozygous, who has 2 alleles, one allele is affected while the second allele is normal, because she has 2 X chromosome and X chromosome. So on one of the X chromosome, the allele is affected, while on the second chromosome, the allele is unaffected. So in this case, half of the children, they would be affected, the half of the children, they would be normal. This is another example of X-linked dominant disease. In this case, we can see that affected father pass the disease to all of their daughters. Here, father is affected, and all the daughters which taken birth to this individual, they are affected. So all the daughters here, they are affected. Males and females, they are equally to be affected. So in this pedigree, we can see that male and female, they have equal proportion, they are equally affected. Some of the common X-linked dominant diseases which are seen in the humans, they are Rett syndrome, Alport syndrome, Gold's syndrome, and Fragile X syndrome.